Hello, everyone, and thank you once again for tuning into another edition of the Elle Scoop Show. We've got our ladies here today. We're down one. Zuri Johnson's not here, but of course we've got Freda Harris, who is a business owner. And we've also got Melanie Westerfield, who is the creator of Drinks and Dialogue. Yes. And we're ready for an interesting show today here, ladies, aren't we?
We are.
Yes. Good. So I'm just going to kick us off. I don't know if anyone's watched the news recently, but we're in the middle of a sit-in on the Senate floor. It's being led by John Lewis, and it's all surrounded by this gun issue, the gun laws that were shot down recently. And the sit-in's happening on the House floor, excuse me, I said that, and they demanded a vote on gun control. There's a hashtag out there, and I'm sure you all have heard it on Twitter. It's no break or no bill. It's pretty popular. Do you all think past methods like the sit-ins are helpful, or do you believe that the Democrats are just wasting time?
I think it makes for interesting publicity for what's going on. I don't know that there's been another time where anyone has done this. I think this is the first time in history, or either, to do it there. I think in the past sit-ins have worked. So I'm hoping that it will work this time. I mean, it is getting the attention.
Yeah. That is for sure. Well, there are lots of people that have died. I mean, lots. This last incident that we had at the gay club that took place in Orlando killed, I think that's the largest, I guess, I wouldn't call it a terrorist attack. I don't know if we should call it a terrorist attack. Not that's happened inside of like a gay nightclub. What do you all think about that? What are our thoughts about it?
Terrible. It's a really terrible event that it's unfortunate to just to go somewhere. And it's kind of like that incident that happened at the church. People are minding their own business in their own element, and someone comes in there and, totally just take their lives for no reason. It's just unexpected, and it's just unfortunate. I think that's terrible.
I totally agree. Do you all think that putting a ban on who can buy guns is a discrimination or a violation of citizens' Second Amendment rights?
I think that when that was written, back whenever it was, because I don't really remember, I think at that time they weren't talking about AK-47s, and they were talking about probably, I don't know, some other type of weapon. But these days, everybody has weapons, to me, that they shouldn't even be able to own.
Yes.
So I think there should be a ban on certain type of guns that you can own. Who needs a military weapon in your home to protect yourself against people?
Well, I think that a thorough evaluation needs to be done as well. I mean, they do. There needs to be evaluations on a lot of things, and that is one of them. I think there should be evaluations on people who are having kids too, but that's another subject for another day. But I think that is needed. Everyone doesn't need a gun in their hands. I for sure don't need one. So a good evaluation on me is needed. And so I think that goes across the board for everyone else.
Well, since this has happened, even lawmakers all over the states, even in Kentucky, were looking at to try to impose stricter gun laws. However, the lawmakers in Kentucky decided to strike that down at this time, stating that they didn't feel like that if someone remained on the FBI watch list, that it would have prevented this thing from happening. And Donald Trump even went so far as to say that if everyone in the club had a gun, this would not have happened. I don't know what types of club he's been into, but clubs are typically dark. So if everyone is shooting, we're going to shoot at each other. So I just thought that was really preposterous for him to say that.
Yeah, definitely.
I totally agree. And to go along with what you said, I think if someone makes the no-fly list and they're not even able to fly in the United States, then why should they have a military weapon?
Exactly.
Like, why should we sell them guns that have, all that
scary
ammunition
people should
inside
have
of it?
guns. That's what I mean by me not. I mean, I'm scary, so I mean, I don't need to just have a gun like in a club. That's what I would do. Like I would just turn and shoot and run
and not eat
Yeah,
target.
So I just don't think that it's necessary. Yes, a good evaluation needs to be done.
Have y'all seen The Christmas Story? You're going to shoot your eye out.
Yes,
That's what that sounds like, Mel.
Definitely.
You cannot turn your head and shoot a gun.
Everybody listen.
And that's why the evaluation would say
It's necessary.
No. Melanie Westerfield, number one.
No. Top of the list, no.
There you go.
Miss Freda.
Wait,
what's going on?
I think,
No.
are we up? Who's up? Actually, it's you, Mel.
Yeah, because I'm good, man.
It really isn't. But
It's okay. We've got a rhyme and a reason for how things go here.
So piggybacking off of, Florida incident, there was an incident that followed a couple of miles down the road with the whole alligator incident, snatching up the 2-year-old and taking it. And, they were him and his family were in the water, and there were signs for people not to go in the water. So with that being said, an alligator came out of nowhere, snatched the 2-year up, and took him and, basically killed them. So my question is it the parents' fault? There's signs that says don't go in the water. It's kind of like that Harambe type of ordeal. Don't do this.
Goodness.
So what do we do, guys? Is it the parents' fault or what?
I think the parent.
Well, I think that the culpability is not on the parents per se. I think that, I don't want to say the place that this happened in, I think that they could have did more regarding signage, regarding even having maybe some sort of fence or something. I've been to Orlando lots of times, and there are lakes everywhere, so you have to be careful. And people, like they said, people in Orlando know that alligators are just pretty much everywhere. So but I, as a parent, I thought about the whole thing with the gorilla incident as well. A child is so quick. I mean, they are so fast, and you cannot watch them in every moment, every time. And if you have more than one, that makes even more of a harder time. So I think that it seems to me, from what I've heard, is that they were watching their child, and it just happened to just, not thinking that anything would happen. And I think that as the parents, I think that they probably didn't even think that anything was in the water. Otherwise, they probably would not have been right there in the first place.
I agree. I think it's hard. Now, I'm not a parent, so I think it's easy to kind of point the finger at someone when you don't have children and you say, well, it's definitely your fault for not watching your child. But I'm sure that there are good parents out there that have probably left their child in their car, or maybe forgotten to drop their kid off at school, or lost them in a grocery store, or any of those things that seem bad. But I think in the middle,
it happens.
In the middle of a busy day and you got a lot of things juggling, that it could be easy to kind of lose your child, or
What's your thoughts, ma'am?
especially when you're not expecting an alligator to come out of nowhere and gobble your child up. Like, who expects that? When does that ever happen? This is not a movie. Like, you see that happen in like 3D movies where you're sitting down and you got glasses or whatever on. You don't expect to see that in real life. I wouldn't.
Okay, so as a former social worker,
oh gosh,
because we're touching on two different subjects here. As a former worker, watch your child. As something with regards to this incident, it's unfortunate, but there has been other incidents of alligators attacking humans in Florida, so that is very much a reality there. That's very much a reality there. They speak upon, especially people that live there, they speak upon, if you live there, you just have to, if there's water, you just have to assume that there's an alligator in it. Right. So now Disney is completely throwing signs and fences up everywhere, like they're doing that. But there was a sign that said, don't go in the water. So
but it didn't say why.
I don't think that you have to.
You don't?
If it said don't go, don't go.
Ugh. I think it's the responsibility of both parties. I think it's the responsibility of the parent to make sure that they're protecting their child in every way. I mean, a 2-year-old doesn't know where to go and what not to do, and a 2-year-old cannot read either. So, I mean, of course, it's going to go near water because it looks fascinating and all that good stuff.
Just like that kid.
But I think it's also the responsibility of the business to make sure that they cut down on any liability that could possibly happen. I think attorneys know that. I think insurance agents know that. Insurance agents, of course, I'm going to say that. But so listen, you all, we have to go to break. I know Dave is counting us down, but you all stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to be talking a little bit about interracial dating. We're going to be talking about tattoos in the workplace. Are they acceptable? And we'll be talking about professionalism in Black businesses. You all stay tuned. All right, and we are back. Ladies, so I don't know if you all read magazines.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big magazine reader. Mary Claire just recently spilled the tea the tea, that Jamie Foxx and Katie Holmes are dating.
I read about that. I did.
So do you all think they make a good couple? And secondly, what are your thoughts on interracial dating?
Who is Jamie? Who is Jamie Holmes?
Jamie Foxx?
Who? No.
Katie Holmes was married to Tom Cruise.
Oh, ooh.
Yes, with the brown hair. She's really pretty.
She's an actress.
She is an actress.
Yeah. She was weird. Yeah.
She was weird. Is she weird?
Really?
So.
No, I don't think she's
he
weird.
made her
now,
weird with
he
that
was
whole-
a Scientology,
Yeah.
and so she married into it, but they got a divorce. So,
So now she's back being normal?
yes, I guess
Do
so.
they make a cute couple?
Yeah, what do you think?
What do you think? Let's get back to the original question. Do you think they make a cute couple? And what are our thoughts on interracial dating in 2016? I mean, that's a big deal. So for a lot of people, you still see that that's a real issue. In places like Frankfurt, you don't see it. You don't see that being an issue very much. I think that that's something that's kind of a norm here. Whereas in other cities and places, I don't think that's always
not the norm
as
where I'm from.
acceptable.
It's not.
It's always acceptable in certain places. Me personally, I think it's great. I don't think that you should date people based on what they look like. I think that you should date people based on what's in their heart and their character and whether or not you guys mesh well together. So I'm down with it.
Well, I was in an interracial relationship pretty much half of my life with my ex-husband, off and on. And living in Frankfurt, no, we did not get that acceptance.
Really?
No, ma'am, no. People would still look like wherever we would go somewhere, and we have 2 children, and I have another child that's not biracial, but we would still often get looks, or and I would be like, this is crazy that this is still happening. Even in, like, I guess we started dating in the 80s up until 2000s, and the sentiment to me was still the same. I knew like places we could go, even outside of Frankfurt, outside of Kentucky. I would never have had anything against it, of course. My family is very supportive of it because if you've been to, and we got the rainbow going on. But I've never had any issues with it. I've never had any problems with it, but other people do seem to have problems with it, and even now. And in Frankfurt, you do still see, more, to me, of black men with other races than black women with other races.
I
can agree with that.
That's, yeah. I believe in black love. I love black love. Absolutely. And I love it. It's beautiful. That's what I want. That's what my mom wants. My family is all for whatever you believe in, whatever you love. My family is supportive of whatever. And at this point in time, it's hard to find that black love, so I'm probably going to step across the aisle.
Girl, come on and cross over. It's all good.
But I just really want to find that strong black husband, when the time is right, I guess. But I believe in black love, and I like to see black love. That's just what I like to see. But whatever you feel is,
And
love
Jamie
is
Foxx
love.
is not available anymore, so.
I don't know that I wanted Jamie.
Oh, poor
I don't
Jamie.
know that
Poor
I wanted
Jamie.
him. I'm not sure I wanted him.
Really? Okay. Well, I know a lot of people that think Jamie Foxx is a heartthrob. He's not on my list of heartthrobs.
he ain't.
But I mean, I think he's a nice guy. Like
He's
Freda
funny.
said, he can
No.
sing and he's funny.
Now, Carmen, if you out there
Oh
and you
gosh.
still single, come see about me.
Y'all phone in.
Okay, well, Mel, she just gets me thrown off every time. But anyway, I wanted to ask you all about a subject that comes up often, just really in conversation anywhere. What do you all think about tattoos and body piercings, personally or even in the workplace? I myself have several, and I do have a body piercing. Do you all see it? Do you notice it?
I see it.
It's very small.
It's very small.
I didn't notice it
I love
actually
it.
until you
It's
said
classy.
something.
Exactly.
So.
Had it for 7 years. Wore it to work every day. Have never had an issue anywhere. Go to meetings everywhere. And I do have tattoos. You can't see them, but sometimes I do have them uncovered. I have one on my arm and then on my foot and on my legs. But I know that it's become more commonplace. Now, my mother, she does not know. She keeps telling me I'm not going to get a good job because of my tattoos, even though I've been working for almost 30 years. But anyway, and she, older people do feel that way.
Yeah.
She does not like them at all. It doesn't matter. She thinks they're pretty, but I'm not going to be able to get any employment with my tattoo. How do you feel about that?
Uh-oh.
I'm good with it. I probably have about 6 myself. Have one on the finger here. Have one on both of my wrists.
And I never noticed.
Yeah,
that.
like because they're in places that are tasteful. You know, places that are tasteful. People really don't pay attention to them. They're subtle. So I don't mind going to a job place with, you know, interviewing and with my tattoos. Because
I sit
think
in on interviews with people, and I'll notice that sometimes people will come covered up, or sometimes they don't. And
have a whole sleeve.
I mean, it depends on where you work at. In my agency, if you are someone that does see the public often, then they may ask you to cover up. But again, it's at the agency's discretion about that. But I mean, if you go anywhere, I've been to hospitals, nurses have them, everybody has them. That's what I keep telling my mom. Anyway, you know. It's just become really common, and for some people, it's just art. You know, it's body art.
It is a way of being creative with your body.
And expressive.
I personally don't have any tattoos, and I'm open for people to be, I guess, creative as creative as they want, as creative as they want to be. But I'll say this though, there comes a lot of judgment based on what type of tattoo you decide to put on yourself, right? Oh, yeah. Now, okay, so we were talking about interracial dating before, and I said that I was okay with it, right? And I'm with Mel with the black love and everything too. But even though you can be okay with it, some people can be okay with it, others may not. So I think whatever decision you decide to make with your body kind of has its own repercussion that comes with it. And if you're okay with it, then do it. I personally, you know, wouldn't get a tattoo in a place that it could be seen in the workplace. You know, like a lot of people get them in spots that they're not showing at work anyway, and they get to enjoy it at home, or their spouse gets to enjoy it. I probably wouldn't share that with everybody in the workplace, but that's up to the individual on what they choose to rock with. And I think a lot of it depends on where you work too.
Oh yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
there's some places that's just probably not going to fly.
Yeah.
Not too well.
So with that being said, there's been some, I guess my question is in this aspect is supporting black businesses. There's
Here we go.
There's been a couple of situations that I've run across that's been where, you know, people have supported black businesses and they've not got the right outcome with working with black business owners. And so for that reason and that reason alone, they said that I'm completely not going to support another black business. And I don't think that's fair. What do you all think about it?
I'm a black
business
owner. My friend thinks that, you know, customer service is very, very big. And without customer service, no business thrives. And so she's all for black businesses, but customer service is her big thing.
Yeah, but you can't generalize.
Right.
That
in any business, customer service cannot be good.
There are lots of places that are owned by lots of different people that look differently, that may have great customer service and they may have bad customer service. So I don't think you can just generalize across the board and say that all black people
they do.
don't, you know, their businesses are not going to have good customer service. So I do think that there are some struggles that minorities experience in business that they may have to focus their mind and a lot of their attention there. And doesn't necessarily mean that they don't focus their attention in other places, but there are some other, you know, issues that happen, I think, sometimes with funding and with African Americans, you know, as a I guess a group of people that we're kind of growing and building. You know, a lot of people my age are the first generation college students, right? So as a result, you know, you don't see a lot of old black businesses. So there are a lot of struggles with getting funding and staying open, and a lot of things that you don't always see when you look at other cultures that have been doing it for years. So I think that's unfair.
Tell that's why we don't discriminate. We accept everybody.
We say bye, Felicia, to her. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we've got some more interesting topics. I'm not sure what they are. We'll talk about them when we get there. Y'all stay tuned. All right, and we are back. We always have interesting breaks throughout the TV show. It's really fun. It's too much. But listen, we're calling all coffee lovers. I don't know if you all have heard, but San Francisco has a new blue bottle coffee that was recently highlighted in Food and Wine magazine for the hefty price of the Port Mocha coffee. So the cost, which, get this, is $16 per cup.
Oh, no.
And it's good to, but know this, the coffee beans were smuggled out of Yemen, which is a country that's been war-torn over the years. So with knowing that a person actually has to go over there, pick those coffee beans up, and then bring them back to the United States, what are your thoughts about purchasing a $16 cup of coffee? Is it worth it?
I'm trying to figure out which camera I need to be looking at to give the side eye
Okay.
No, it's not. I'm against any of those things. I'm against Starbucks with their high prices. I'm against Uggs, because why?
I love Uggs.
Just,
I have 2 pair of Uggs, and I love them. I wear them all the time.
I'm against it all. No.
What does the coffee make you do?
That's
like,
my
what
question.
What can you get for it? If I give you $16 for a cup of coffee, I better be getting a lot on that return, man. I mean, I better be able to reproduce some coffee from someplace.
But rare things usually cost more money.
Girl, they better leave them little coffee beans up. Where is it?
Well, if that's the case,
leave them coffee beans over. And no, we don't need them.
If that's the case, then everything that I do is rare. It should cost money.
Well, hey, maybe you need to up your price.
I mean, I must have
the price of rubies.
Go, girl.
Yes.
No, I'm against that. I'm against $6. I'm against, what happened to Folgers?
Folgers is still
Waking
out there.
up, what's the
Folgers in your cup?
What happened to that?
It's still out there.
What happened to it?
But it's not the same
Starbucks,
thing as
$5 a cup
Yemen
for some
coffee
juice.
beans that you're not going to get here in the United States.
Are you going to get some?
You know, the thing that's funny is that in Yemen, it's probably like 50 cents because they're used to it. And then over here, we're like, where are the Yemen coffee beans?
Yeah.
I'll pay $16 for a cup of coffee. Now, I'll say this. I do it one time just to say I did it. Just to say I did it, right? Mm-hmm. Just to say I bought it. Right? Is that bad?
I'm going to go
just one cup? We'll see how it tastes.
We're going to share that cup.
We would share that cup.
No, pass that cup around.
3 straws.
No, not unless y'all chipping in. Thank you.
I ain't doing that. Sorry. I ain't sorry.
Look, no coffee.
No, you're not supposed to show the people that on TV. There's really water in there, guys. Okay, go on.
So anyway, there's this new dash cam pro that's out, and you can get it on. You can get whatever, like Amazon, and then they have like the infomercials for it and everything. So advertising that anybody can have their own personal dash cam, and if you're in an accident or you're dealing with the police or just something like that, you have that as your own proof. And with everything that's going on and around in the nation, and with police officers and law enforcement, and just your own very neighbor, with some of the things that's going on, you have that dash cam that's able to record what's going on, catch the footage, and be able to have your proof when you go to court or whatever you're fighting. So what do you think about it? Do you think it's needed? Would you get one? What?
I think World Star is going to be excited.
Oh, no, that's
okay.
right.
World Star is ready for this.
But what do people use now? Their phones or something?
Yeah.
I guess
so. Like when you're driving, you can't really drive, so that dash cam is doing it. And I mean, it's just like,
is it legal?
Yeah,
anybody can have
That's
one?
a good question. But police officers are going to have
They
the little
have
body
theirs.
cam, right?
They have dash cams too, though.
Okay.
Police officers.
Well, there you
do.
go. I mean, if it's not illegal, then I don't think that there's anything wrong with having it.
I think it's
probably
needed.
wouldn't buy one.
I think
but
I am.
I'm like really heavy on my phone too, so I can get to that camera so fast. I'm like, got it.
But see, the problem is, you got your camera and you're going to be taping up people doing things that you ain't got no business seeing. To me, it's just a way to meddle.
I told you, World Star is excited. Listen, their stock
you.
is going up even as we talk about it.
It's for you. So like, say for example, I was home and I seen a really bad accident while I was home, and they're trying to determine who happened, why, where, who was the cause of it. That is something that is.
You will be the one to let them know.
Definitely.
But I'll say this though.
Rewind.
I think that it does hold people accountable.
Yeah.
I think that if something were to happen and maybe law enforcement or someone in some type of official position noticed that there was a camera and that it was recording their actions, then it could allow them to maybe think about whatever actions they may have.
Right.
And also the person that's recording. Because at the end of the day, we're not just recording the person that's talking to you, but it's also recording your response. And so as a result, I do think that it helps bring both parties accountable, and I'm okay with it if you want to purchase it. So.
Just
You're a Freda cat?
Just a thought.
Just give me one. Well, speaking of dash cams, I know that the minimalists will not be purchasing any dash cams. Have you all heard of those minimalists before?
Yes,
I read this
couple
article
times.
and I was very interested. It was interesting to me because in Tokyo, Japan, they interviewed this guy and he said that he only had 150 total belongings, okay? 3, which included 3 shirts, 4 pairs of socks, and 4 pairs of pants. And the reason for that, number one, he just said he didn't need anything more than that, and
underwear?
that we're very wasteful.
Okay, how
in the
often does
things
he
that
wash?
we have. And also, but another
your
good
face.
reason that he said was a good reason to not have so many things is because they have earthquakes quite often.
okay.
So it reduces the risk of injury. So my question would be, and this is so funny because I already know what it's going to be, would you guys be able to do that? To just have a certain amount of objects, maybe 2
No.
pairs of shoes?
I'm struggling now. Just to even no, I can't. Okay, first off, if a minimalist came in my house and saw like my closet and everything, they probably faint.
Oh yeah.
I love clothes. I like
we
jewelry.
know.
I like all those things. Now, I'll say this. I would appreciate maybe a minimalist coming in and helping me get rid of some of the clutter that I don't need. I can appreciate what a minimalist brings to the table. Now, whether or not I'm willing to live like one, that's a whole different story. Can't do it.
I don't know. I'm 50-50 with it, actually. I don't think 150 things is going to be okay by me, but I think I can kind of meet somewhere in the middle.
No, because you won't even need this table. Okay? Like,
but
you
you
don't
on your
need
lap.
that. Yes. Have a seat
Out of a cup.
on the ground.
With just a spoon?
No.
No, yes.
But
see?
another good point they made, they also said that when you have so few items, you don't think about wanting more.
Yeah.
But people who have so many items always think about what they're missing.
Yeah.
I guess if you choose that by choice, I don't know about that comment. I mean, I won't disagree. I'm not knocking it, okay? It's okay. I'm just not trying to sign up for
150
it.
is just a real restriction. Like that's like every day of the week, the same outfit for work.
Yes.
Like that's one, and I'm for a uniform for work. Like I'm so for, yes, I'm so for a
That's
uniform.
another topic.
I'm so for it.
time.
Like, give me a uniform. I'm wearing that same thing every day. You give me 3 shirts,
No.
3 pair of
It
pants.
takes
and
away from your creativity.
Listen,
I
no,
need
it
that
do-
in life.
Listen to me. You cannot take away from this creativity. You
Yes,
cannot take away from it.
because it takes away from your voice. When you step in, how you present yourself is your voice,
Yeah.
right? You're speaking for yourself in a lot of ways.
No, give me a uniform.
Ugh.
That's what I need.
It does make getting up and getting ready a whole lot easier. It's thoughtless sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, most of
Yeah.
the time. So, hey, I won't
So on my
knock
off time, I speak who I am on my off time with my other clothes, like now. But at work, give me a uniform. I'm with it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm with it.
it. Are you a uniform kind of girl?
Not at all. Not at
Well, I guess that's it. You all listen. Dave says wrap it up.
Wow.
So it's time to go. You all clap yourselves out. We did another wonderful job. Thank you all once again for tuning in to another edition of the Elle Scoop Show. Be sure to check out the show every Sunday at 5 o'clock p.m. and then watch it again at 8 o'clock p.m. on prime time. So excited. If you all have any questions that you'd like for us to cover, please email us. The email address is info@ellescoop.com, and be sure to check out the website. It's www.ellescoop.com. Until next time, you all stay scooped.